hardening off. One of the most annoying chores that you will have to do whenever you are seed starting, and one of the most important steps. So today we are going to be talking about what is hardening off, why it is important, and kind of the schedule of how on hardening off and all those great things. So without further ado, let's just hop right into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to Gardening Young. My name's Anna Grace if you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about hardening off, one of the most important parts of seed starting that can kind of determine the success of your growing season and all those plants that you've started. And the last thing I want is for you guys to put all this work into your seedlings, and then you take them outside without hardening them off. They get burnt and die. So today we are going to be talking about hardening off, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of it. If you don't know what that is, don't worry, because we're going to talk about what it is, why it's important, and all those good things. So let's just hop right into the video. Okay, so what is hardening off? I know for some of you guys that are new to gardening, or maybe you're just now getting into seed starting, you don't know what this is. So basically what hardening off is introducing your plants slowly to the outdoor elements, because what you're doing whenever you're starting in a greenhouse or indoors under grow lights is you're starting your plants in a controlled environment where they're not exposed to any outdoor elements. They're not used to that harsh sun coming down on them, so it's basically just introducing them to the outdoor elements that they've never felt before, and they just can't endure it. So you have to harden your plants off so that they can get used to that, and so that you can be successful in growing those plants throughout the season. Now, you might be wondering, okay, why is it important? Well, it's very important because if you just take your plants and you put it directly out into your garden, basically what's going to happen is a bunch of things can happen. One, they can be sunburnt, okay? So what happens is that it's basically like a sunburn in humans, but the sun is just too harsh on your plants, and it will give it a sunburn. If you have been following me for very long, you will know that I actually sunburnt my spring plants, my spring crops that I put out, just because, simply because I did not harden them off well enough. And those mistakes happen, it's okay, but I just want to show you guys how to harden your plants off so that you won't make the same mistake I made, and just so that you know how to do it. It's super simple, super easy, and it takes about a week to do it. So let's just hop into what the scheduling looks like as far as bringing them out each day and bringing them in. Okay, so as far as the schedule, this is a very important step. So it's about a week-long process that you're going to be taking them out of your house each day and then putting them back either in the greenhouse or in your house, wherever you're growing, in your controlled environment. So basically, on day one, what you're going to want to do, day one, you're going to go and set your plants out outdoors on a surface, it doesn't really matter, somewhere for about 2 hours, okay? So 1 to 2 hours, leave them out there, preferably in the evening, because you do not want to harden your plants off whenever it's at the sun is at its peak in the day and it's the harshest time in the day, because that will just be too hard on your plants and they just cannot handle that. So you want to set them out for 1 to 2 hours in the day, but not during the harshest part, so in the evening or early morning. Then day two, you're going to want to set them out for about 3 hours. Again, not in the, towards the evening is when I do it, or in early morning, not in the harshest part of the day. And then day three, you want to put it out for, adding. So you're going to put it out for about 4 or 5 hours. And not in the harshest part of the day. Again, you want to put it out kind of in the evening, and do that. Then once you get to day 4 or 5, where they're kind of out for about 5 to 6 hours a day, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna put them out in the evening. And then you're gonna put them out in the evening. My rule of thumb is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I put them out about 4. Now this is very flexible. Just sometime in the evening where the sun's not quite down, but it's still getting a little sun. And then you're gonna leave them out all night. So this is about day 6, day 5, day 6. You're gonna leave them out all night on day 5. And then in the morning, you're gonna want to take them in about 10-ish. You can do it a little bit earlier, a little bit later, not in the harshest part. Don't leave them out to the harshest part of the day again, because they're not ready for that yet. And then day 6, you're gonna want to do the same thing. Put it out about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you want to go ahead and leave them out overnight and bring them in about 10 in the morning, or earlier. Don't leave them out. I wouldn't leave them out past 11 because that's when the sun starts getting really harsh. And then day 7, this is your last day of hardening off. You're going to leave them out all day. You're gonna take them out in the morning, leave them out all day, and that's gonna really be the test as whether they're ready or not. And at that point, you're ready to transplant your plants out into the garden. So hopefully that made sense. And so that's kind of your schedule throughout your 7 days. It's usually a 7-day process. Okay, so a few things that I really want to emphasize and tell you. Okay, so 1, do not speed up this process. Do not take shortcuts or anything, because it's very important that you harden them off properly. For example, whenever I did sunburn my spring plants, I did harden them off, but I rushed the process a little bit, and therefore they did not get hardened off properly. So don't rush the process. Secondly, I want to, whenever there is a cloudy day, skip that day, okay? Because it's essentially not doing what it's supposed or meant to be doing. Whenever you're hardening your plants off, basically what it's doing is it's kind of getting it used to the sun and the wind and all those things. And so if it's really cloudy on that day, it's not really going to serve its purpose of exposing those things to those elements. So you want to make sure that you skip a cloudy or rainy day, skip that day, and just continue from where you were the next day. Now if it was a few days of clouds and rain, maybe what I suggest is, let's say you left off on day 2 where you're about 3 hours. I do another 3 hours before going on, just because you did skip those days. So that's just what I recommend, what I found to work. But yeah, so those are all the things, those are some of the tips. So yeah, that is basically the gist of hardening off. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that it's a lot of information, but hopefully you have jotted this down, and hopefully this has helped you throughout while you guys are hardening off. I know that this is a step that is super duper important, so do not skip this step because it's so important, and I want you guys to have a successful gardening season. So I hope this helped you, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, so that you can see all the gardening things coming out soon. The gardening season, my garden tour is coming up soon, because it's kind of getting to around that time of year, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!